About 30 hours later, with a 6-hour layover, we finally made it. We're back in LA. And my boy Kevin is coming with the Tesla right now, wrapped. So I don't really know what it looks like yet. He just posted a story of what it looks like. Oh yeah, I see him right there. Yo, it's fire. Yo, it's fire. Yo, this is so clean.
How much money you got? A lot. How many problems you got? A lot. How many people done doubted you? A lot. Left you out to rot? A lot. How many pray that you flop? A lot. How many lawyers you got? A lot.
Alright, what's good, y'all? So, as you guys see, we got it wrapped. With the car wrap, I've been wanting to do this video for a while now. My favorite Tesla accessories, or like my essentials at the moment, just because there's a lot of different stuff that I want to get for it. I took two inspirations from his name's Shevon and Lough, two different creators I've seen with Teslas. And I took inspirations of kind of what they had. So I'll link their videos down below if you want to check it out. I just figured there's some certain items that you don't need, and I'm not trying to spend like hundreds of dollars, especially since my first thing I want to do is wrap this car. My boy Kevin wrapped it when I was gone in Bali, and the inspiration for this wrap actually came from a Young LA video. So if you guys don't know what Young LA is, it's like a gym, leisure, athleisure wear brand. Young LA had posted one for their 10-year anniversary, and I'll pop it up here. And their BMW was wrapped this color. And honestly, the whole time, like, I've always wanted a satin black matte wrap. Like, I've always wanted that, the dark night kind of blacked out. But then I saw this video pop up, and I was like, yo, that's kind of fresh. And I remember I went to a Tesla charging station. Everyone has the same color Tesla, the black, the gray, and the white. But then I saw a couple people with the satin black, and I was like, I kind of want something a little bit different. And then that video popped up literally the same day I confirmed for the black with my boy Kevin. I texted him like maybe 8 hours later and said, yo, let me switch it up to this one. And he was like, are you sure, before I ordered it? And I was like, yes. I'm super happy with it. I think it's fresh. And the cool thing is, like, right now, because it's in the sun, it's pretty like purpled out. But when it's like in the shade and at nighttime, it's actually like more like a purple midnight kind of mixture black color. On another note, we're gonna do a Tesla's accessory video. So all these are different items. I'm actually making a reel for Instagram and TikTok to install everything. So if you want to check it out, head to my page over here. We're just gonna go over kind of what items that I found were like essentials and the things I really wanted. And then there's also other stuff that I want to get, but I think that's gonna be more later down in the line when I want to spend that extra money on it. But for now, these are like the things I really think I needed, and also a couple things I really want.
You shot a lot. How many times did you ride a lot? How many done died a lot? How many times did you cheat a lot? How many times did you lie a lot? How many times did she leave a lot? How many times did she cry a lot?
All right, we're finally done installing everything. It honestly took a little bit longer than I thought. It took me like 2 hours to get. The mud flaps were actually a little bit of a pain in the ass, I'm not gonna lie. But then everything else put together, it took like 2 hours. Now we have some overcast. It's kind of getting busy here, so that's why I have my headphones in. You know, whenever people start to come around and like you're in public, they tend to bother you less. And I don't know, I like to have sunglasses and headphones in if I can. That way I'm kind of doing my own thing and no one bothers me. Mud flaps, I never thought was really gonna be my thing. But because I got the car wrapped, I guess like with the wheels, they'll start to spit out rocks at it sometimes. So you just want to protect the paint, and mud flaps are just a nice way to protect it. And honestly, it was hard to find like a set that was like that looked really good for Teslas, because I feel like they always look too bulky and too extra. But these ones, I think they're from based on that. I'm gonna link all of the stuff I use in the description below. A lot of this Tesla stuff that I bought was actually like in Shevon and Lough's videos. There's some essentials and then there's some like things for fun. I consider these like my essentials that I really wanted to get, because I really didn't know how much money I wanted to invest in like the whole Tesla itself. Maybe I want to invest more, but right now these are like the things that I really want to get. And there's a couple things I haven't gotten yet. Mud flaps are an essential for me, especially to protect the paint. If you can, always try to get the wrap with a PPV on top, because that's the protection. And even though it is protected, it protects the paint underneath. There's still a chance that it gets chipped and that it breaks. And like I've seen some wraps where like, you know, it starts to like chip away and then you have to repair the whole thing. Just do your best to kind of take care of it, and that way it lasts the longest and also keeps the car as fresh. Low key though, it says easy install, It was kind of a pain in the ass, but hey, it's okay. We got them on, and it really wasn't too bad, but it did take some extra time than I thought and some like manpower behind it. Third thing essential as far as what I considered was these all-weather floor mats. I have some friends who said they didn't get it and try to listen to them at first, but what happened was I had a piece of gum, I stepped in one and it hit the carpet. And these floor mats they have already, they're comfortable, but they're carpet. So if you get gum on them, they're so difficult to remove. Call like a detail company to get it steamed out and cleaned up, and it was just a whole hassle. I think there's a set from Tesla that you can buy, but honestly, they're like stupid overpriced. I'll link the ones from these ones down below. Set of like the front, driver, passenger, and the back, they were I think $50 or $60 if I'm correct. And then there was also a set where you could buy it for like the trunk and the front, which realistically I really don't need it. I don't really use the trunk and the front like for bikes or anything like that, so it's not really going to get that dirty. Definitely get yourself a set of these. I promise you're going to need it. Those are most of the bigger items as far as like, you know, the wrap, the floor mats, the mud flaps. Like those are kind of like the bigger items that I needed. I didn't need to paint rims or like nothing like that. I will say the seats, you could opt for the white. When I test drove that white Tesla a couple of videos back, it had the white seats, and I like the white seats, but I honestly like the black interior better. I know a lot of people love the white Tesla interior, and I can tell why. I really thought the black was, one, more sleek, and also two, it wouldn't get as messy, because I feel like if you have the white, yes, it's gonna stay white over time, but like at some point it's gonna break down and turn into, I'm afraid it's gonna turn into like a yellow, brown, or something like that. So I decided to go with a black. You can order different style rims, colored rims too. When you're on the website, you can customize the color of the car. But if you're gonna wrap it, realistically, why would you customize the color unless you want to hold on to that color for a little bit? So one of the accessories I got here was this little trash can. I got this because sometimes, you know, you have little pieces of trash. Honestly, I won't lie, it's a lot of the times my Starbucks straw wrappers or like protein bars or something, but it'll store like a little bit. It's not the most spacious, but it got some space in it. I want to try to keep this car as far as like wrapper free. Like you don't want too much like straggling papers, especially like in a car like this. You guys should see my cars. Usually there's like, you know, you always have those little things in your cup holders, so this is just a nice way to kind of avoid that. Things I really recommend that everyone gets here. First off, this little gadget. It's a little like sleeve for your drink holder. The biggest thing with the Tesla's drink holders is that they slide a lot, and when you have like a can like this, it doesn't really fit inside the hole because a little bit of loose space. I really recommend you get something like this. It was something I almost held off on, but since I've gotten it, I will say it's been like pretty much essential for me. Something else I recommend is this. This is a middle console holder. I got this one right here. It's a simple one you can find on Amazon, probably like the first one or three when you search it up. It's got like a space for your sunglasses, lipstick or chapstick or whatever you people use. It splits the top and the bottom part off, so then you can also use the bottom half to store like, you know, different valuables that you can hide down there, and you can also just have two different spaces for it. I'm so OCD that I do need to kind of have that organization, so this kind of helps a lot. So middle console here, here's something I really recommend you get. This, it's a screen cleaner. It comes with a microfiber towel. That's a smaller one. I didn't opt for a screen protector just because I feel like I've seen the screen protectors and it kind of takes away, like with my phone as well, don't like to use a screen protector. Let me just buy one of these and always have in the car. That way, if there are fingerprints or anything like that, I can just clean it up. I don't see myself breaking it, knock on wood. Yeah, I don't know how you could possibly break the inside unless you're like throwing stuff around or accidentally elbowing it or something like that. So I really don't see myself breaking it, which is why I decided to get these. Something else was this little gadget. The way Tesla has built their kind of interior is so minimal, which I would love, but there's not enough space for like the air fresheners. I wish I had an air freshener on me to show you how to use it, but the car still has that new car smell, so I don't want to touch that yet, you know. These little things, they go inside the vents in front, and then you can just stick on your air fresheners up there. All right, so another one of my favorite installs I have is this little gadget right here. So this is a iPhone holder. I installed it on this side because realistically, when I look across the road, I don't want this blocking my vision while I'm driving. Essentially, it sticks on like this, and then you can either put it forward to kind of do whatever you need to on your phone, or you could put it sideways, which is kind of my favorite. And then you can also use it as a map. So sometimes Tesla's map, one, doesn't pull up as fast if I'm leaving my garage, and two, it doesn't load sometimes because it gets kind of stuck without connectivity. So I'll just pull up on my phone and I can use my regular maps, and it's just more convenient. Also, what I like to do is like I'll listen to podcasts and YouTube, and I'll just let it play kind of on here, and just gives you a little bit more like entertainment sometimes when you're driving, especially if you have a long drive and you have like the auto drive on. I won't say movie, like I don't recommend you drive and watch a movie, but I will say that you can have something a little bit more entertaining on, and you can like glimpse over once you can. It's really cool because it pivots like this, and honestly it's pretty sleek and aesthetic too, so it's just a nice little addition. Then what you can always do is wire this up from it and then charge it, which is a big thing for me, so then you can charge it while also using directions or whatever you're playing on here. This is probably one of my favorite additions as far as accessories go. Like I like the middle console and everything like that. I was like playing some stuff down here, I was trying to like use the maps down here, and it just wasn't working out. So being up here, it just makes it so much more convenient. As far as essentials, I would say to just kind of keep in your car, one is these cleaning wipes. Whenever your dashboard gets dirty or your wheel gets dirty, it happens more often than you actually like need to go for a real cleaning. So just having these on hand, or like disinfectant wipes, whatever you have. But I would definitely recommend just keeping these in the car somewhere. And then with that, a microfiber towel, not one that you would be cleaning the car with, just kind of one to wipe down dust and stuff like that. If you have a nice car and there's a car you really want to take care of, just try to do the day-to-day stuff to wipe it down. That way you don't have to worry about it, when it builds up and gets nasty. Another one is these quick wipes. So these are shoe wipes that I usually use for white shoes or anything. Like if I'm ever gonna step in something like dirty, at least I'll have these handy. I just keep it in the trunk somewhere. Also, I got this, which is pretty cool. It's a portable vacuum. So you just turn it on and then you're able to kind of vacuum wherever. I don't know how strong it is really, but it was like, I think $30-40 off Amazon. I haven't needed to test it out yet, but I did it like on some specks of dust. And again, it's just one of those things for car maintenance between cleanings and everything like that. I feel like the exterior you can clean on a weekly basis, but interior is kind of a pain if you're gonna clean it like a full clean each time. So just upkeep the maintenance, that way you don't have to worry about it so much each time. Something else is always gonna be hand sanitizer. I have like a bigger one in the back, smaller one in the front, especially since I work as a nurse and I kind of go in and out of people's homes doing IVs. It's always nice to kind of have that handy. And another thing, Tesla mobile chargers. So I definitely recommend this. If you live at home, you would just have to think about it because it will charge you, you're paying your own electricity to charge it. So I don't know exactly how much that would cost. But I live in an apartment building where they placed me next to one of those wall outlets, and I can just use this. And again, it does the job it needs to. And if I ever need to go to a supercharger, then I can go there. This has probably cut supercharging down to like once or twice a week versus before I was kind of going like every 2 to 3 days. The last essential, I'll show you guys here, this organizer. I'm a pretty OCD type neat freak. I have a lifting belt in here. I have like a basketball when I need it. My boxing gloves. I literally have anything. A volleyball. It just keeps it organized, that way it's not kind of throwing around. Whenever I would go into my friends' cars and their cars were just crazy dirty, shoes everywhere and like clothes everywhere, and that just, I'll let this car go back. This is a sick view, by the way. I know I've already shown it on the vlog. The view over here, can you even see it? No, you can't see it. If you guys are in San Diego and you're wondering, this is called Mount Soledad. This looks over La Jolla over here, and then also the rest of the city. I think on that side is the city. What I was saying was I would go into my friends' cars, and you know who you are if you're watching this, and they would have like shoes everywhere, shoes in the backseat, clothes everywhere, umbrellas and stuff. I like my stuff to be neat and tidy and just kind of placed in the right spot. But yeah, these are kind of like my Tesla essentials, I would call it. These are the things that I would definitely recommend anyone at least starting off with as far as you just getting the car. They are things that are really gonna help out. I don't think I have anything on here that are too like just for aesthetics, other than the wrap obviously, but it's pretty much a essential. Even the wrap I would consider an essential because it protects your actual paint, and if you're leasing it or if you just want to conserve the paint for in the future, I would definitely say that the wrap is essential. Then something I definitely want to do is I want to get my windows more tinted. So the car came with the back 2 windows tinted, but not the front windows. I want to get it into, I think it's like a 5 is usually what people recommend, but I want to get all the windows tinted and then the back and the rooftop tinted too. I hope this video helps as far as like what Tesla stuff I really recommend, and what stuff, if you're thinking about getting a Model Y, what stuff that you might want to consider. No regrets, I love this car. So if you guys are thinking of getting one, obviously factor in your finances and factor in if it works for you. But I do think that no matter what people say about Teslas, I feel like it gets a really bad rep for some reason. But I do think that, one, they're a very good car. They feel nice to drive. They charge well. Like, there's not really a lot of issues. I feel like people find issues in anything though. So that's my input, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe, like, and tune in to whatever future videos are coming. I appreciate you guys for checking in, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Peace.